Back time now for some 814 fun. Folks, it's really exciting. There are actual movies coming to theaters. Isn't that insane? Well, Dean Richards will tell you all about them and give you a review in his Dean's List movie reviews.
So in many theaters around the country now, it's back to the big screens, but in a very reduced capacity, socially distanced, masks required sort of way. The first movie to be the canary in the coal mine is Russell Crowe's Unhinged. Here's my Dean's List review.
You know what a courtesy tap is, young man? It sounds like this. It's light. It's friendly. Sure, that's what your mom meant to do.
No, it's not. Mom!
For the return to theaters, Russell Crowe plays into a stereotype often attributed to him being an out-of-control rageaholic. I've always found him to be a gentleman. In Unhinged, he's a truck driver with, shall we say, issues, who's set off by a woman in a car behind him at a stoplight, also having a bad day, who lays on the horn when he doesn't go when the light turns green. This leads to temper explosions and stalking and threatening and much worse in this thriller that's easy to predict, which is the downside of the movie. But the upside is that it does speak to the violent, reactionary world in which we live. I give it a Dean's List C+. For the kids, there's the charming, the one and only Ivan, starring Bryan Cranston as the ringmaster owner of a mall circus loaded with extraordinary animals whose captivity and desire for freedom become the central points of the movie. Danny DeVito and Oscar winners Angelina Jolie, Helen Mirren, and Sam Rockwell add voice duties. You can see it on Disney+. Also new online this week is the story of a high school senior in a new school who keeps his newly diagnosed mental illness a secret until he meets an outspoken girl who encourages him to open himself up and not be defined by the disease. Words on the Bathroom Walls is also in select theaters and is rated PG-13.
Hello again, Matilda. Time to get the old band back together.
Honey, you know these two?
New on Netflix is the family adventure comedy The Sleepover, about a couple of siblings who learn that their mom is a highly trained former thief and witness protection who gets abducted to pull off one last job. The other teen romance of the week is called Chemical Hearts, about a 17-year-old who falls for the new transfer student in school, only she's not the person he thinks she is. Catch it on Amazon Prime. For TV binging, there's season 3 of Netflix's Rust Valley Restorers, the remarkable car restoration series with its colorful cast buying and selling and transforming rust buckets into collectible treasures.
20 minutes after they invented film, somebody started photographing naked people.
There's also Skin, a history of nudity in the movies. While it tries hard to be scholarly, there's no avoiding there's a slightly naughty vibe to this uncovering of history, from the moral guardians of the 1920s to the implementation of the MPAA rating system of the 1960s to the Me Too movement. This movie is on demand and, oh, by the way, not rated. In Chicago, I'm Dean Richards.